We all want healthy and beautiful hair, right? Well, sometimes instead of helping, we start doing the complete opposite and we make a lot of mistakes that leave us with damaged and dull hair. Today, I'm going to share with you the most common hair mistakes to avoid and all the things that you have been doing wrong without knowing. And of course, I'm going to give you some tips and tricks on how to do it correctly to always have great, beautiful hair. I am going to divide this video in 3 different categories so it's easier for you to understand and easier for me to explain. And that's going to be mistakes that you're making when you wash your hair, mistakes that you're making when you style your hair, and the mistakes that you do in just maintenance in general. So let's move on to the first category. Mistakes you're doing when you're washing your hair. The first mistake that you can be making when you wash your hair is basically washing your hair. You're washing it too often. Washing your hair too often is bad because you're going to remove the natural oils from your scalp that are really necessary to have great hair. So I would say to start washing your hair about 2-3 times a week, even less if you can, but I would say at least 1 day in between, don't wash your hair. You can actually train your hair to stop washing it that often. I know it's hard, but if you're one of those that really needs to wash the hair every day, then I suggest that maybe don't wash it with shampoo every day. Just use water and a little bit of conditioner in your ends to make it soft, but don't use shampoo every day. And this is going to help you a lot, and it's also going to help you to train your hair to wash it less often. The second mistake when you wash your hair is that you're using shampoo the wrong way. Look, your ends are fine. You don't need to shampoo your ends. It's more than enough with the shampoo that comes down in your hair when you're washing your roots. You don't need anything else. When you shampoo your ends, you're going to dry them more than necessary, and it's just a waste of product and you're damaging your hair without needing. Same goes for the next mistake, which is that you're using your conditioner the wrong way. We talk about shampoo and how it's not made for you to use from roots to ends. Well, conditioner is the same way. It's not made for you to use from ends to your roots. You only need to apply your conditioner from the mids to ends. There's no need to condition your roots. This is only going to make your hair look greasy, and sometimes you think that you have oily hair, and it's completely not true. It's just that you're applying conditioner all the way to the roots. So just apply the conditioner from mids to end, let it work for at least a minute, and then rinse it with water. You're scrubbing your ends. Don't do that. When you wash your hair and you scrub the ends, you're actually creating split ends, and there's absolutely no need for this, especially when you already know that you don't need to shampoo your ends. So there's no need to scrub your ends with shampoo or conditioner, or never. You can pass your fingers through your hair, but don't create that friction in your ends. You're actually not taking off the product. I see this more often than I would like, and at the same time, even I have done this before because it's really not intentional. But you do need to pay attention that you are actually rinsing your hair well in the shower. Make sure that you use enough water and that you take the time to rinse the hair, to take off all of the shampoo, all of the conditioner, and all of the products, the masks, anything that you put in your hair. I suggest that once in a while, this is not for every day or for every time that you wash your hair, but every once in a while, use a clarifying shampoo. That is a shampoo that it's more strong and it does have sulfates in it, but this is going to get rid of all the product buildup in your hair, in your scalp. If you have too much silicone or any product buildup, this is going to get rid of everything and let you start new. So every once in a while, use one of those and make sure that you wash everything thoroughly. Now we can move on to the second section. Mistakes that you're making when you're styling your hair. The first of all is that you're detangling your hair after the shower and after having it in the towel for hours. Your hair is very delicate in this state, so I'm the kind of person that will detangle everything before going in the shower, but at the same time I don't think that wet hair is untouchable. I do detangle my hair in the shower when it's wet, when I'm rinsing the conditioner. That makes it super easy to detangle, no knots, no anything, and it's not going to damage your hair. But if you put your hair in a towel and let it dry for, I don't know, an hour, 2 hours or more, and then take it off and you try to detangle it there, it's going to be harder, and at the same time when the hair is wet it's more delicate, so you're going to end up damaging your hair. So make sure that you use a conditioner in the shower and detangle your hair before you put it in the towel. Which brings me to the next mistake. You're always using a turban or a towel to dry your hair. There's nothing actually wrong in putting your hair in the towel, but what you don't know is that doing it every time when it's very tight can actually create a lot of tension in your hair, and that's going to end up making you lose hair. Your hairline is going to get thinner, and in the end is going to start getting irregular, and you're actually going to start losing hair because of the tension. This can also happen when you put your hair in a ponytail, in a very tight ponytail, too often. So avoid doing that. You can put it in the towel, but make sure it's not very tight and you don't leave it for a long time. The next mistake is that you're using hot tools when your hair is still damp. The hair has to be 100% dry before you put any direct heat to it. Even when you use the hair dryer to dry your hair has to be a little bit dry before using the maximum heat setting. Just to be clear, if it's anything different from a blow dryer, it has to be 100% dry. But when you're using a hair dryer to dry the hair, use the low or cold setting to dry it up to 50% at least, and then you can start using the maximum heat. Because when it's too hot, you can actually boil the water that it's in your hair, and it's going to damage your hair even more. So just dry it a little bit, and then you can start styling it when it's a little bit drier. The next mistake you can be making when you style your hair is that you're detangling the wrong way. I know we all are very rough in our own hair, and I've seen people just grab the hairbrush and brush through every knot, and you're just breaking your hair and taking hair off, and it's really not necessary. I know it sounds as if you're going to take longer, but you're actually not. The correct way to do it is to start from the ends and start going upward and upward, and you're going to see that it's way easier to get rid of knots, and it's going to hurt less, and it's not going to damage your hair. So just do it gently and start from the bottom upwards. And the third category, which is maintenance. Let me explain what I mean by maintenance. The first mistake that you can be making is that you spend thousands of dollars in a great hair mask every time you go and cut your hair, which is every 6 months. This might make your hair look good for a day or a week, but it's not really doing anything. You need to be consistent. Same with your skin. Your hair needs for you to be consistent and apply a hair mask every once in a while. So at least once a week, at least once a month, but don't spend hundreds of dollars every 6 months to get a hair mask. It's better if you do one natural hair mask every week in your house than if you do a fancy one just once a year. The next mistake that you can be making: you never cut your hair. If you follow me on Instagram for a while, you already know that my hair grows very quickly. I am cutting it all the time. You already see that I just chopped all of my hair, but it really grows very fast. And I really think that one of the main reasons that happens is because I cut my hair very often. At least every 2 to 3 months I cut my hair, or just when it looks dull and it has no shape and it's getting hard for me to style it, then I know it's time for a cut and I will cut it. It doesn't mean that every 2 to 3 months you have to chop all of your hair. No, just a little trim in the ends is going to make a difference in your hair, and it's going to make it look great every day. If you want to learn how to do waves in your hair, then click in this video over here, and I hope these tips and tricks are really useful and you can stop making this mistake and change some habits that can be ruining your hair without knowing it. Let me know down in the comments if you were making one of these mistakes or if you have a great hair routine. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!